At Home Eats, I'm Shelby B The RD, and in this video, I'm gonna make my double stuffed baked potatoes. I wanted to use my leftover corned beef for a quick meal or a brunch snack, so let's get started. So first, for our baked stuffed potatoes, I've got 2 russet potatoes here. I'm gonna slice them long way. All right, so then when we slice them, we'll be able to get all of that filling out. Ooh, right through, look at that. I'm gonna sharp knife. And this one's half as well. All right, look at that, perfect. We'll do that here. Now we're gonna scoop out the insides to make sure that we get all of that filling starter. So we got a new bowl here, and we're just gonna start and scoop. I have a spoon here. I wanna see if how well the spoon works. So you're just gonna move the spoon around. Works pretty well. And we're just gonna scoop, scoop. Try to get as much of the filling out as possible, because we're gonna use these skin boats in the oven. It's gonna be a little tough, right? Because it's just raw potato, but just use the top of the spoon and kind of flick it out that way. We just want enough so we can put the stuffing in there, and we'll have space to put the stuffing. So inside's gonna be super yummy, lots of good stuff, and of course our leftover corned beef. So there you go, and I'm gonna scoop all the rest of these. I know you guys don't want to watch that, it's a little boring, so let's speed it up. Alright, so we got all of our potato skins ready, and we've got all of our contents in a bowl here. Hands a little tired. I actually did use a ice cream scoop for the second part of it, so that might be easier for you guys. It makes a bigger scoop and it's easier on the hands, okay? So we've got our potato skins here. I am going to add a little bit of salt, because potatoes tend to need a decent amount, but this is a low sodium item, okay? So there's gonna be salt from the corned beef, and then we're gonna use some vinegar, or some wine rather, to help with the acidity, so that'll help us miss sodium just that much more, okay? So I just took basically like a dash, and I'm sprinkling it everywhere, okay, inside of these. And then we're gonna set these to the side, and we're gonna start with our filling. So our filling is gonna have mushrooms, onions, corned beef. We're gonna add some parsley in there, and then we're gonna top it off with some pepper jack cheese. So let's take everything to the stove and let's get cooking. Okay, so now that we're at the stove here, we're going to add some olive oil to our pan. And the pan should be at a medium-high heat, okay? We've got our onion here, and we added that to our olive oil that's been chopped. All right, it's pretty fragrant now, so we're gonna add in our potatoes. And these are the potatoes that came out of our bowls. I'm just mixing them around a bit. Don't worry, as they soften up, they'll break up, okay? And then to this, we're gonna add our seasonings. So we're gonna add a teaspoon of cumin and coriander. I have a powder that has them combined, so that's about half a teaspoon of coriander and half a teaspoon of cumin if you have them separate, or a whole teaspoon of a combined mix, which I have here. We're going to do a half a teaspoon of fennel seed. We're going to do a half a teaspoon of paprika, and we're going to do a full teaspoon of garlic powder. All right, perfect. So we got that all seasoned. If you want to add a little bit more olive oil, you can. I am going to now. There we go. Just a dollop or so. Super fragrant, you guys. Very lovely. Very fragrant. And then we're going to add in our sliced mushrooms. I have some portobello baby mushrooms that have been sliced here, so we're just going to add those in here. Okay, so we've got a nice little sizzle going, and we're going to add in our marsala wine. I'm going to do a half a cup. And don't worry about the wine, the alcohol will cook off. then we're gonna add in our corned beef. So that's our leftover corned beef from St. Patty's Day. It smells amazing, you guys. Okay, and so we're gonna give our potatoes a little bit longer to cook. So we're adding a half a cup of water to this. We're gonna mix it a bit. Make sure that it's still hot, okay, and slightly simmering. And then we're gonna cover it and wait and make sure that our potatoes are nice and tender. As you guys can see, this has been boiling for about 15 minutes or so on a simmer, a strong simmer, we'll say, not boiling, just a strong simmer. And you can see how tender our potatoes are now. And so I switched to this kind of fork type of utensil so I can break everything up, okay? So I'm preheating our oven to 375, and then we're going to stuff our potato skins that are over there sitting waiting for us. Okay, so look at that good filling, you guys. Amazing. All right, then I'm gonna add in some parsley. So I've got about about a fourth of a cup of parsley, okay? And so I'm just gonna sprinkle that in there. And we're just gonna fold and fold. Beautiful. All right, you guys, let's go back to the main camera and stuff our potato skins. Okay, so we're back. We've got our potato skins, we got our filling, and I am ready to stuff. I'm gonna give you guys a nice little look. Look at that, amazing, right? Okay. Okay, so everything has been mixed. And so now we're going to stuff our potato bowls. And then we're going to top it off with cheese. What's better than that? Okay, so we've got a nice hot filling here, and then we've got our potato skin, and we're just going to stuff it. I say 2 good. You don't want to overstuff it. I'd say like 2 good, or maybe 2.5. I would do like a little bit, so then it'll just look like that. Okay, look at that, perfect. So we're just gonna add that to our oven safe pan there. Just gonna finish everything off here. And that was perfect. You got all the stuffing, everything, all the filling out, and we were able to stuff it every last drop into all 4. So it's perfect, perfect, perfect. Look how pretty, right? So like I said, this can be a whole meal, this can be a brunch snack, this can be an appetizer and impress your friends, right? So there you go. That is how it looks, okay? And then we're gonna add a little bit of water at the bottom of this, okay? Because I want the steam to help cook the skins of the potatoes, because we just cooked the inside, right? We wanna make sure the skin is nice and tender and we can cut through it easily. So I'm just gonna add a little bit of water. This is a half a cup. I'm gonna pour until I'm like comfortable. So I'll say add enough water until it's like maybe like 1/8 full. So now we're going to add our pepper jack cheese. So just by the hand and doing pepper jack cheese on top. If it falls into the water, it's okay. It's going to give it such an awesome depth to what we've already got going on with the potatoes, and we've got the leftover corned beef, we've got the parsley, onion, cumin, coriander, paprika. You can even add, if you want to add like fresh garlic, so that you can. So I'm just covering it just to make sure that when it cooks, it'll be nice and crispy on the outside and brown from the oil from the cheese. And so let me show you guys what that looks like. All right, so I'm gonna add a little bit of olive oil just to cover the top here. So it's just going to be kind of like a really quick swoop here. Just do. Perfect, right? Okay. And I forgot to mention that I actually, after I added this salt and I was waiting for our inside, the filling to, we were waiting for our filling to cook and everything. So I actually went back to our skins and there was some water, and because we added the sodium, the salt actually leaches out some of the water, and I didn't want it to be soggy. So I just got some of that extra water out. So make sure you guys do that as well. So we've got everything here. We're going to cover this with aluminum foil, put it in our oven for about 30 minutes, and then we're going to check it. Alright, so we've got 30 minutes down. I'm going to go and check it, make sure that it's tender, and then if it is, I'm going to remove the aluminum foil, put it back in the oven for about 10 more minutes so the top can get nice and crispy. So we've got our potatoes that have been stuffed with all that goodness, and it smells great. It's nice and crispy. So I'm going to grab one right now. So we got a knife here, and then I am just going to slice into it. So let's move this out a little bit. Move it closer to that screen, right? And just show you guys. Cut into it like that, slices right through, and look at that, right? Beautiful. So let's try it. I'm gonna slice it a little bit. I'm gonna get a little bit of everything, of course. Amazing. And when I tell you, you don't need to add salt. The salt is coming from the corned beef. It's coming from the cheese that we put on top. You don't use corned beef. You can use sausage, chicken sausage, anything like that. It's really lean. It's amazing in terms of flavors. You don't miss the salt. The only salt that we put in was in the boats, just to make sure that we removed any extra water or anything like that, but we were able to fill up the boats, cook them, and they taste amazing without any added salt. And so I'm gonna go in for another piece because it's just that good. But that filling is amazing. The mushrooms, I was cooked in that marsala wine. This is great for a brunch, great for, like I said, an appetizer. Impress your friends. They'll think it's amazing. So I just want to thank you guys for watching. Make sure you check out my website, shelbybrd.com, to download my free recipe ebook that's got 10 easy RD approved recipes for you guys. And make sure you let me know what you think of the recipe down below in the comments. Hit that subscribe button for more easy recipes that are RD approved. See you guys next time. Bye.